Hey, one of the biggest things I get really excited about is nutrition. I coach a lot of adults, but the thing is with youth, I've got some youth athletes right now, just my own kids, right? And fuel is going to make them perform. Obviously, sheer will, talent, drive, all that stuff matters. But guys, we have to be fueling our kids. We have to give them proper nutrition to perform at a high level. And that's just the way it is. This is probably one of the hardest things too, because um, baseball is on the weekends, it's on the go, it's at night, we're always behind. We're running into that same thing where it's like I got one kid over here and one kid over here, so we're constantly on the go. And again, we usually go to things that are in packages, granola bars, all these types of things. But again, guys, we owe it to our kids to give them proper nutrition. Again, if you want them to perform, we can't be giving race cars E85 fuel. Most of us take better care of our vehicles than we do ourselves. So some of the things that you really should be doing with youth. Now, again, it doesn't need to go crazy, but I would strongly, strongly, strongly encourage people to actually start cooking real food. Making sure that your kids are eating adequate levels of protein, adequate levels of carbs. Fats will take care of themselves. It's not like people really need to track that stuff. And I'm not going to give macro plans to kids. It's, again, they're so active, they need to just eat. But one of the problems is when we eat so much processed package type stuff, they're primarily getting carbohydrates. And again, guys, there's nothing wrong with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are going to be fuel for my daughter runs track and cross country. I actually give her a carbohydrate powder that she will drink. So again, carbohydrate, and she's lean and mean, right? She's not, overweight. Carbs do not make people fat. Carbs are not going to make your kids fat. Excess calories are what's going to do that. But anyways, I digress on that. You have to be getting them good lean sources of protein. They need to be at least getting probably their body weight in grams. So if a kid weighs 100 pounds, they probably need to be getting 100 grams of protein, period. And you can do that with food. It doesn't have to come from magical protein powders and things like that. I'm a Tight Nutrition sponsored athlete, and I still don't push a bunch of supplements because, again, they're there to help aid on the side. If you can, everybody can eat 100 grams of protein. It might come down to convenience. It might come down to, just time available. But one of the biggest things I would do is start making very, very high protein meals. You can do them in crock pots. You can make chili recipes. You can make beef. One of the biggest things that I always make for my family, and I got this from Stan Efferding, is called Monster Mash, right? Let's dive into something really fun. Ground beef, ground bison, whatever, ground red meat. Red meat has a far better amino acid profile than poultry. Now, I don't dissuade people from eating turkey and chicken. I eat turkey and chicken, but again, they need some form of red meat in their diet, unless that's something that you're against, whatever. But again, I'm not going to dive into that. Ground beef, white rice, or sweet potatoes. White rice is the easiest carbohydrate to digest. One of the longest living populations on earth live on white rice. This is not an argument. It's just a fact, right? Americans have totally screwed up, and they've made white rice some demonized thing. I'm just telling you, it is, especially for athletes. It's an easy digestible carb, fast digesting carb. You don't want your kids out there constantly digesting really, really, really dense carbohydrates while they're out there trying to perform. Ground beef, white rice, peppers, sweet peppers, bell peppers, whichever. I personally like sweet peppers, and spinach. If your kids don't like them, dice them up so fine that they can't see them. They will not know the difference, right? And then throw some chicken stock. One is going to moisten it up, but there's very healthy sodium and collagen in there. Every single ingredient in that is something I use for all of my athletes, all of my weight loss clients, my weight gain clients, whatever. All of those things. Again, I run a giant nutrition coaching business all over the nation online. So again, this is a very big staple for what a lot of my clients do. It's very easy to make, especially if you have like a Blackstone or something like that. Rice is super easy to make. Dice up. I mean, again, guys, this is such a simple thing, but yet you can put it in Tupperware. You can go, have it on the go, all that type of stuff. And then if you're really tired of eating, hot dogs at the concession stands and things like that, go purchase a Hot Logic oven off of Amazon. They're like 35, 40 bucks. You can literally plug it into your car, either AC adapter or cigarette lighter, and heat it up in your car instead of, give that to your kids as a real food source. That's one way. You can go out, go make a high protein chili. Right. Bring hard boiled eggs, oatmeal, stuff like that. Not a bunch of granola bars, guys. I know they're super simple. I give them to my kids here and there. But I mean, most kids, if they could eat a granola bar versus a Butterfinger, they'd pick the Butterfinger. And from a molecular standpoint, the Butterfinger is the exact same freaking thing. I'm just telling you, it is. Don't go waste your money on a bunch of granola bars. Again, it is a candy bar, guy. It is a candy bar. But you can do things like that Make sure they're getting adequate fruit. Bring fruit with you, right? Take your coolers, all this type of stuff. Bring a bunch of fruit. Pack some hard-boiled eggs because that's going to fill them up. They are going to get some protein, right? Some oatmeal packs, things like that. But pack those real lunches. Go invest in those Hot Logic ovens. They've got individual Tupperware size, and they also have a casserole size. You know, you can go get a casserole size and go heat up 3 or 4 meals. Do it for yourself as well too. But yeah, you can take those with you. I also have a Word document, PDF document, that if anybody wants it, you can message me and I will email it to you. It is exactly what I give to a lot of my youth athletes. It's just something written down. Guys, again, I will give it to you for free. Just message me. I am on Facebook at Joe Laxton, Laxton. I am on Instagram at Joe Laxton. And my phone number is 515-494-0374. You can also email me at joe@joesnutritioncoaching.com. joe@joesnutritioncoaching.com. Email me, say I would love to have the youth recipe book, and I can, give you an idea of what I would do with it, and I would just send that out to you. It is a great option of what you need to be doing to what your kids should be eating. Give them as much real food as possible, and I mean real food, single ingredient foods. You are going to set them up for failure if you're constantly giving them things on the go out of packages. I promise you that. Single ingredient foods are, if you have beef, peppers, say spinach, white rice. That's 4 ingredients. I made my kids chicken nuggets once, and I looked at the ingredient label, and it had 23 ingredients. At least one was chicken. But again, that is not a single ingredient food. If you get it out of a package, again, I know it's on the go. I know it's convenient. But if you just take the time ahead of time and give them real food, again, this is their future. You can really dial in their nutrition if you just plan it out in advance. And at the same time, guys, you can save some money doing it. But again, if anybody wants that PDF document on the food side for youth, again, I've got some recipes in there. A really high protein chili that you can make. Again, my kids love it. Very, very high protein. Again, the Monster Mash and all the different versions. I've got different versions. If you really get bored with it, throw some pepperonis and mozzarella cheese in it, because let's face it, everything tastes better with mozzarella cheese and pepperonis. And I've got different versions of it. But again, I'm a guy that you can reach out to. Just do that. Again, I already gave out my information. But make sure we're providing the best environment for our kids by giving them real foods. And that also should be for the entire family, and it can spill over into the entire family. But again, they're going to perform better. Something to think about.